Hi, my name's Edyn. I'm a plus size yoga instructor, and today I'm going to be leading you through a yoga flow. You'll need a set of blocks, some sturdy books, a stool might even work. We will use them one time during this practice, and I'll meet you on your mat. We're going to start to come to our breath. Deep breaths in and complete breaths out. Letting your knees be loose. Micro bend so you have the ability to sway. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. Roll your shoulders and let them fall loose. Release any tension between your brows. Unclench your jaw and arrive. Take a big inhale, bring your arms overhead, exhale, fold forward. Swaying side to side. Softening your core. Letting yourself become heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing your palms to your shins, your head long as an extension of your spine. And exhale, fold forward. Curtsy your right foot behind your left foot. Feel the stretch through your hamstring, your left hamstring. Inhale up, arms come overhead. You can link your arms. Lakshmi pose. Exhaling, coming forward, bringing both feet back to center. Curtsying your left foot behind your right, inhaling up. Lakshmi pose, feeling the full stretch in your left side body. Exhaling, folding forward, pausing for just a beat to feel the stretch in your right hamstring. Coming back to center. Begin to bend your knees. As you lower, your heels will naturally come off the ground. Bring your arms forward and shift onto the balls of your feet. Tighten your core. As you pull your core in, your knees will naturally lift. Balancing on your toes. Keeping full, calm breaths here. And release. Bring your hands to the mat. Coming to a tabletop pose. Tucking your toes. And walking your hands back. Letting a little bit of your weight shift into your heels for fire pose. This is really great for your feet, especially if you have flat feet, plantar fasciitis. This stretch is wonderful. Even if it's intense, continue to breathe through. One more deep, calm breath. And crawl your way back forward to tabletop. Pitter patter your feet. They're going to be so strong after this. Tuck your toes. Lift your bottom into the air for your first downward facing dog. Use this downward dog as a time to explore. Pedal your feet. Lengthen out your hamstrings. Feel the stretch in your calves. Driving your heels towards the ground. Always the option to use blocks or chair for downward facing dog. Bring your left foot through, stepping through. You can come down to knees first. Step through for a low lunge. Arms float overhead. Big inhales and exhales. Tuck your toe. And we're going to hover just for a second here. Deep, calm breaths. And release. And sink a little bit further into this lunge. Hovering is really great if you have tender knees. It helps to strengthen the muscles above and below the knee to reduce knee pain in the long run. Exhale, bring your palms to the earth. Step back. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Pressing the ground away from you with your palms. Evenly distributing your weight between your feet and your hands. So not all of our weights in our arms, not all of our weights in our rear. Coming down to your knees, stepping your right foot forward, coming into your low lunge. Big inhales. Tuck your toe, lift up to hover. Deep, calm breaths. And release. Shift forward. Feel the stretch in your hip flexor. If you need to, small bolster like this under your knee might feel good. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Tuck your toes, lift your rear, downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet, or your feet to your hands, and take a step towards the front of your mat. Come to your breath, engaging in your mountain pose. All 10 toes pressing firmly into the mat. Find a micro bend in your knees. This is where you're going to need your blocks. Lean forward, find your blocks, and let your right foot float into the air for an assisted Warrior 3 pose. Focusing on your foundation, your drishti, which is finding a spot on the ground that isn't moving to concentrate on. Your feet, rooting into your mat and not caving into your blocks or your stool. If your foundation feels strong, you can float your hands. Perfect. Bringing your feet to meet, sweeping up overhead, micro bend in your knees, bringing your hands to your blocks, and your left foot floats into the air. Assisted Warrior 3. Focusing on your foundation, your dristi, a spot on the ground that is not moving, the pads of your toes pressing and gripping into the mat. This is always an option. If your foundation feels strong, maybe you float one arm. Maybe you float both arms. Bringing your feet to meet. Inhaling, coming back to your micro bend in the knee. Continue to sit back in your hips, chair pose. Big inhales here, and exhale. If you're feeling any impingement in your low back, maybe you sink a little lower. Maybe you come up. Maybe you lengthen your upper back and it releases the impaction on your low back. Find your option. From here, curtsy your right foot behind your left. Lengthen up, Lakshmi pose. Exhale, coming back to center, sitting into your hips, finding your perfect chair pose. Big inhale, let it out. Curtsy your left foot behind your right. Extend, Lakshmi pose. Big inhales and exhale. Coming back to center, bringing your arms to mountain, finding a micro bend in your knee, letting your right leg and foot float off the mat. Flexing your toe and bringing your leg to hip width. Bring your left hand to your right knee for a balancing twist. Returning to your micro bend in the knee, your left foot and toe will begin to float. Always the option to use your block. Flexing your toe. Ooh. It's okay to wobble. There's no perfection here. Check your ego and know that your body will give you its all today, and that should be your only expectation. Bring your right hand to your left knee, balancing twist. Bringing your feet to meet, fold forward. Placing your hands on the mat or on blocks at any height, your choice. Stepping back into your plank pose. Then lower your knees and lower down. Chaturanga. And press up into cobra or up dog, yogi's choice. One more breath, and press back, knees come wide, child's pose. This moment is ease for all of the effort that you gave today. if you're ready, start to walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to be sitting on our knees for just a few moments. If it feels better, you can sit directly on your bottom and let your legs go long. Big inhale here, rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, shoulders up, back, and down. Next inhale, bring your right arm across your chest, anchor it with your left arm. Staying with your breath. And enjoying the release in your shoulders and biceps. Right arm comes down, left arm comes across the chest, using your right arm to anchor. Big inhale, and let it go. Big inhale, bringing your right arm overhead to touch the middle of your back. Bring your left arm to anchor and support your right arm in this stretch. And release and switch. If your knees are sinking at any point, remember there's always the option to sit cross-legged or sit on your bottom in a straddle. And release both arms. Take a big inhale overhead and start to twist to your left. Right hand on the ground behind you. If you're not able to reach the ground, a block would be great assistance here, or you can wrap it around. With your inhale, try to grow a little bit taller, and exhale a little deeper into your twist. Releasing back to center, inhaling overhead, exhaling and twisting to your right. And as you inhale, grow taller, and exhale, deepen the twist if possible. And unravel. Bring your hands to prayer. I almost said your palms to prayer. Right in the center of your heart space. The divine in me acknowledges and honors the divine in you. As you leave your mat and head back into life, spread all of your love without expecting anything in return. And we bow. Namaste, yogis. Thank you for practicing with me. As always, I'm not just your friendly internet yoga teacher. I'm your yoga teacher in real life. If you ever have any questions or want to work through any options that work best for your body, reach out to me on Instagram. My handle's here, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye, yogis. When you're